Hey everybody, welcome to today's show. Welcome to Disabled Reality. I'm your host, Anthony Laredo Duke, and we have an interesting topic for today's show in which it is people who procrastinate on dealing with issues. Okay. And um, you know, if it's really important issues, you can't procrastinate on them. You can't. You gotta face it and deal with it fast. Okay. Now, if the issues are not that big, that important, we all tend to uh put them off for a while or whatever. But if it's really big, important issues, you got to face them head on. Now, yes, um, those little issues that were swept away under the rug or whatever, and um, yes, they can pile up and become bigger issues eventually. But if there's a big important issue already at hand, you can't procrastinate on dealing with it. And I'll give you a perfect example. Our broken border system. Okay? There's no denying it, ladies and gentlemen. It's a broken border system that we have. You can't deny it. Okay? And unfortunately, um, it was not dealt with for quite some time. And, you know, uh, I'm sure you've all seen the news articles out there that in many states, now many Democratic states, there's been a huge influx of immigrants being shipped in from Florida and from Texas and stuff like that. And you know, you can't procrastinate on dealing with this issue because that's why now places like New York City, now there's a crisis. The mayor even said, New York City Mayor Eric Adams even said that it's New York City is now in a major crisis of too many immigrants coming into this New York City. So now, um, and now New York City is declared as a state of emergency of this issue, and it's all because of the fact that uh, the broken border problems have not been faced. And when the governors of Florida and Texas, uh, when they've been having so many problems with immigrants going into their state, that's why they're also trying to show um, the Democratic states like New York and Washington D.C. and many other places. Uh, now we're shipping the immigrants to you guys. You're gonna see what it's like to have this big problem like what we do, and that's why they figured if they do that, then President Biden would finally face the uh, broken border problem you know, and set severe, strict rules. So, um, but for a long time, this issue was not dealt with, and I understand because now we're in election time and stuff like that, and each party wants to uh, uh, really impress their bases, you know, and stuff like that. And, you know, the Democrats don't want to really have to get strict on the border issue. But right now, it's not about politics. This is a major, major problem. It's been like this, and you know, it's nice to be nice, but at some point, you gotta have strict rules and regulations. For New York City, yeah, I've been in contact with the mayor, and his office, and I'm like, listen, or like, because the mayor said this is a crisis now. New York City's in a state of emergency, and he's requesting aid from the state and federal government. So um, this is gonna. We're at a point now to where there's no other choice but to call in ICE and have major deportations done now. Um, Probably many of these immigrants are going to have to be forced to um, be drafted into our military. Maybe we can house some of the immigrants, um, but also in the intern, it's another issue that the mayor's office, even from prior mayor administrations, they didn't want to face a certain topic of the fact that there are city rules and regulations for how many people can be allowed to be living in an apartment. And, with the housing problem that there is, um, and especially in New York City, you know, and we understand all that, but at the same time, you can't ignore the rules and regulations because, especially like with a lot of these immigrants, they're overcrowding apartments, and in turn, that's a fire safety hazard. So that's against their own laws, and New York City doesn't want to uh, face this important issue. They don't want to deal with it, and they didn't want to deal with it for so many years. And you can't have this sort of issue either because of the fact that um, it's a fire safety issue. People's lives are at stake, you know. So, and now these important issues was ignored for so long that there's no other choice but now that they have to face them. There's no other choice, you know. So, with that being said, um, they have to come up with fast actions, and they really got to face these issues now. There's no other alternative. There is no more turning the other cheek to these issues, you know. And it's not to be mean, ladies and gentlemen. These are facts. These are pure facts. A few years ago, there was an article in a newspaper that stipulated that uh, in an apartment somewhere, I've forgotten which of the five boroughs that it was in, there was a major fire, and some family members could not get out because of the fact that the apartment that they were living in was completely overcrowded. So, you know, you can't have stuff in a hallway. You can't have overcrowded apartments. These are the rules and regulations, ladies and gentlemen, whether you like it or not. These are the rules and regulations. Okay? And they have to be abided by. That's it, plain and simple. And, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, you got to feel bad for them or whatever. No, no more feeling bad for them. They're overcrowding apartments, putting crap in the hallway, making that a fire hazard as well. You can't do it, ladies and gentlemen. You can't be allowing it. You know, like I said, it's nice to be nice, but nice people in life finish last. And we got to enforce rules and regulations. We got to. There is no other choice at this time. Even New York City Mayor Eric Adams stipulated that because of the influx of the immigrants that have been shipped into New York City, that's putting a strain on the New York City budget. Okay, so actions need to be taken fast. And yes, Mayor Adams even said there's a housing problem in New York City. It's been going on for a long time. Oh, and part of that problem is because in certain areas, you know, people are saying, uh, can't build up low income housing, in my area. No, 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 not in my backyard. No, 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 we don't want it. But a lot of these same people are complaining about that there's a homeless problem. You can't have it both ways. Mayor Eric Adams is right. People can't have things both ways. It's one or the other. So, but anyways, I want to remind all my fans out there about the business that my husband and I have together called AWLDNY. The link to there is awldny.com. You guys could check out all the products on there. All the products that you see on there, we actually make ourselves. And I also wanted to remind all my fans out there about my other business, my other website that I have called Advocate Information Highway, and the link there is AIHNY.com. Again, that is AIHNY.com. And you guys could check out all the pages on there. And on the homepage of my website of Advocate Information Highway, you will see the link to my internet store on Zazzle.com, in which I designed a lot of products and they're up for sale on there. Also, on the homepage of my website of Advocate Information Highway, you will see the links to the two books that I wrote. And if you guys follow those links, you guys could check out and purchase both of my books as well. And so, with that, take care, everybody. Bye.